Hi, it's Robin, and I'm back with another processing video. Thanks for joining me. This was layout 2 of my first day back to scrapbooking, and it's of my oldest daughter, Rachel, last summer when she was home from college. And I know you Canadians are probably going to laugh at this, but she got a gift of 5 bags of these all-dressed chips from Ruffles. It's a flavor we cannot get here in the States that I know of. They're nowhere around us. They're nowhere around her in upstate New York. And so when my girlfriend had gone to Canada last summer to visit her friends, I said, hey, if you can, bring me back some of these chips. And she brought Rachel back 5 bags. And I think she got them from her Sam's Club or whatever. But this is quite an interesting story, and it's kind of funny, but I really wanted to get this one down because it's just so stinking cute. The picture of her alone was cute, but I just love the story. So Rachel goes to a private college in upstate New York, and excuse me, and she has a boyfriend, as you know, and he's from Canada. Oh my goodness. Sorry, my dog sees someone outside. And oh my goodness. Girls, Monet. Welcome to my life. Daytona. It's okay. Stop. I know you're a good boy. I'm sorry. Anyway, so Rachel met he and his friends, and they all play lacrosse, and most of her girlfriends and her sorority sisters are from the States. But anyway, so they were at this thing, and these boys had these chips, and they're like, you guys want some? And they're like, sure, and Rachel grabbed some from the bag, and she started eating them. She goes, oh my gosh, what chips are these? She saw the Ruffles, but she didn't pay attention to the name or, the flavor of them. She just grabbed some out of this bag, and she loved them. And so then all of her friends started eating them. So then the boys eventually put them away because they bring them from home, obviously, because you can't buy them here. So anytime they would get together with these girls and they had these chips, they kind of like started hiding them a little bit because the girls would just like want to eat them up. And so Zach, as a gift or a part of her Christmas, their first year together, whatever, brought her back some of these chips, and amongst other things, and it was one of her favorite gifts ever. And so when my friend Jen, brought these back from Canada for Rachel, she was kind enough to let us try them. She's thinking, oh, I have 5 bags. Well, we all love them. Her siblings were in them. Her father and I were in them. And she's like, okay, that's enough. I'm not sharing any more. You guys cannot have any more of my chips. And it got to where she had to hide them in her room because her siblings loved them so much. So, and I can't really, it's just a mix of flavors. Maybe some of you can help me in the description down below, because we only get them when Rachel allows us to share. So there's not a bag I can read that says what's in them. They're just good. They are just really good. So Rachel, this last winter, as you guys know, because I scrapbooked it and I told the story, but she went with her boyfriend to Canada for a week. His family had her stay with them for a week. And so part of her siblings' Christmas, she got them like some Canadian things, a hat and some boxer shorts for my son because he loves them, and just some silly, fun, neat Canadian gifts. And she also bought them each a bag of these all-dressed chips. Well, can I tell you, early in the morning, my kids still get up early to unwrap gifts, as old as they are. And as early in the day as it was, those two tore into these chips, and it was their favorite part of the gift. So I know it sounds silly, but especially when you can't have something that often, it was just the best thing ever. And I'm looking at her like, and where's mine and Daddy's? So anyway, I don't know. There's rumor that you can find them in Maine now, but yeah, pretty much. She's going to Canada for a concert with Zach this summer, and she's planning on bringing plenty home to get her through. But it's no different than Wawa. For those of you who are on the East Coast or the Northeast, Wawa is big. It started off in Pennsylvania. It's a gas convenience store. However, it's not just that. I mean, you can go in, you can order sandwiches made to order. They have salads. They have a coffee bar. Like, they offer at least 10 different types of coffee. They have cappuccinos. They have smoothies. They have all this stuff. And plus, you can go in the cooler and get, pop and milk and creamers, and, you can buy their coffee, and they have donuts, and you just name it, but it's upscale. You hear gas station or service station and you're thinking, ew, but I'm telling you, Wawa is another level. Look it up. WAWA. Well, anyway, they have their own tea, iced tea, and they have, regular sweet tea, but then they have like peach tea, raspberry tea. Well, Rachel stocks up on Wawa tea when she goes back to college, and I'm talking, it takes at least 10 or 12 of them back, and it's the same thing. So now her Canadian guy friends are hooked on this Wawa tea, so now she has this bargaining thing, like, okay, you give me some chips, I'll give you some tea. So it's really quite hilarious, and a lot of Rachel's sorority sisters love the Wawa tea. Many of them know of it because they live, maybe some are from Philly or, Boston or something, but the ones that aren't now are hooked on this tea, and they can't wait for Rachel to always bring some back. Or if Eric and I go up to New York, we always bring Rachel a stock up of tea. And now she has like, can you bring some peach, and can you bring so many of the regular and so many of the lemon, and so, because everybody likes, and I know what it's like to be away from home, or you have something that's a favorite that you can't get readily. So yeah, I spoil them with iced tea. So, it's just a thing. So anyway, to the layout, I am using my Scraptastic April kit. It's called Worth Noted Kit. And again, I'm using up a lot of my scraps. My background paper is the Teresa Collins paper, and I'm using the journal or the school notebook. It looks like school paper side. The back I really loved. It was tiny, tiny hearts, but I knew I wanted to do some journaling on here, but I'm really excited. I use that Crazy in Love, and I just to use with this title. So the actual title is Crazy in Love with All Dressed Chips, and that's the name of those chips, is All Dressed Chips. I even thought about looking online to try and get some to have shipped here, but yeah. Funny story. It's just so cute, and I don't know. I know, like I said, my Canadian friends here, I'm sure you're just giggling, laughing because it's readily available to you. Maybe you guys like them, maybe you don't, but I think they're really super good. And yeah, so anyway, this page was a lot of fun to make. It was just, one tiny little picture, but I'm using a lot of these snippets. That's an old frame. Did that come in a kit, or did that come in a package? Can someone help me out with that? I think it came in a package of just different frames. So I'm just using the part, I'm just cutting it off, and I'm measuring it out to see how far I can cut to get those curved edges off to make it square. And it just says, I love you to the moon and back, because she loves these chips to the moon and back. And she made these last, I don't even know. It's like she budgeted them out, so to speak, like you do with your money. Okay, I have so many for this week, or I have so many for this week, and she ended taking a couple bags back to school, but she hid them in her stuff. It's very like when you're unpacking and everybody's in and out of your room because they're excited to see you. She's like, she just kept this one little duffel bag private under her bed, and didn't even touch it, and those were her chips. So silly kid. But you can't really blame her. So, yeah, so back to, I'm using just some of these snippets from these cut aparts. They read The Best Ever, and the orange one there, or the red one, reads Awesomeness Right Here. And I put the number 5 because that's how many bags of chips she's holding. And then the other one says Smile and Love, and I Adore You. And then I put this kind of, I have this camera here from the other April kit, but I end up not using it. I pull out this puffy camera from a previous kit as well, and end up using that. But down below here, I'm just using some scraps from some Maggie Milo. Oh my gosh. Lisa, are you laughing because I just said that? Maggie Holmes, that's what I'm trying to say. And Maggie Milo popped in my... Oi, I need to drink some more coffee. Maggie Holmes paper. And I can't believe I just said, yes, I can. That's just how I am. But anyway, I'm using just lots of little bits and pieces in my little bin off to the side. And I end up pulling out a black doily that Kathy had made me. I'm using those doilies up left and right, and I need to find out what dyes she used because I'm just loving that, you know, you can cut them out of whatever. And I think it'd be great to make some out of pattern paper too, you know, some tiny, tiny print pattern paper. But I love them, and I want to hoard them, but then I want to use them. So I'm just torn. But Kathy, thank you. That was the best gift ever. I just love those doilies to pieces. Very, very sweet of her. And up in that speech bubble, I took some round letter stickers and I put OMG for oh my goodness or oh my gosh or whatever. And then it has a little heart off to the side. She was so excited. She didn't know she was getting them. So yeah, she was pleased. But I really love these alphas in this kit. And with this layout, I used up my S's. So in another layout that I make here, well, actually I made it the next day. It's called, I wanted to write out Washington Bound. It was of my husband and I going back to move my parents. And I used up all my S's. I'm like, darn it, I used it on the all dressed chips layout. So I just end up putting WA period bound for Washington. So anyway, but I love them. They look doodled. They're blocked letters, but then they just look like someone took a pencil and just, you know, scribbled inside them. And I just thought it was really cute with the school book paper. Oh, there are those doilies. I've used so many, and I will cut them into pieces just to, you know, make them last. But she gave me such a great assortment of colors. It was really very sweet of her. It must have taken her forever to cut all those out. Oh, there was Bradley returning my tweezers to me. Yeah, I had done 3 pages this day, 3 pages the next day, and he had done like 4 or 5 each day. And I'm like, all right, dude, quit showing off. You should see, he is trying to get his camcorder up and running and get an account, but he is really going to town with these, with his pages. He's doing a phenomenal job, and I just love what he comes up with. And it's nice to have someone to scrap with, you know. You can run ideas off of each other or, you know, get an opinion or whatever. But at the end now, I'm just using some of my Route 66, which is kind of that concrete color, and I'm using, what red was this? Looks like my Tattered Angels peppermint stick. That's what I'm doing. And I just used some little heart enamel dots and such, and the page is complete. I'll show you some close-ups here. Look at that face. I just think that's the cutest picture ever. She was so excited. And then that's just kind of the story I told you about, but I didn't want to forget it, so I wrote it down. So thank you for joining me. If you like this page, please let YouTube know by clicking the like button, and let me know if you've had these chips. And if you're ever going to Canada, promise me you're going to try them, okay? Because they are awesome. So I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for joining me. See ya. Bye.